Top Drama Ladies, my name is Jessa, and welcome to part 2 of What If Momo Fell in Love with Zuku. Part 2. So in the part 1, I said I'm going to go over the sports festival and the internship thing. Things and the camp park. I know I said that I'm not gonna do the internship thing, so let's just do it anyway. So, without any further ado, during the cavalry battle, during the race, sorry, talking so fast. So, Zuku was basically, or they were like, trying to, as Momo tells Zuku that sorry about that. Zuku was Momo things in her head of her goes she gets like first place with Zuku. She's trying to prove him that, because as Zuku used power his body up, and Zuku was basically, as everyone in this stadium, you know what it feels like? For his quirk, you know that One Piece screw where, hold on, give me this one. So it feels like Zuku is like her when every time she uses like the love thing, like she loves Luffy. Spoilers. So yeah. So let's get back to where we were at. So yeah, because everyone in the entire stadium had the heart thing hangs around like their eyes, similar to how sorry, I can't. Basically, like how Momo in this picture is. They all were like looked at him that way, as he tells them that we will have fun and hope that you guys enjoy the show. And yeah, all that stuff. As they were cheered on Zuku so many times that they're like, Yeah. So you're probably thinking to yourself, what does this? Why are they like? Well, they they do know, but we don't. Or you, as a viewers, don't know what they are thinking. So Zuko basically ran in as Zuko like hits all, or no, he literally eh, as like the cavalry battle was done, or race was done, and because Zuko got first place, followed by Bakugo, or no, hold on, Bakugo was third, Momo was second. So yeah, it's like how it looks like that, but on a whole nother level. As for the like cavalry battle, everyone wants to be like, there only has to be like three like horse and one rider. So Momo was the rider, or no, Momo was the horseman or horse thing, and the Zuko was the rider, and like Tenya was the front runner, and it's basically fault, or actually Dark Shadow was in like a side one. So yeah, and so they were like doing that. Zuko got first place. Or his team got first place. And then or as they couldn't believe that Zuko, as now they fight one brain dude. Well, when I said everyone was had like what Momo's eyes things, the heart one, yeah, Zuko, no, or so that includes the brain dude, the one that like when you answer his question, you are like hypnotized thing, brainwashed. Yeah, Zuko, or of course he called, or like he was like, he walks away, calls himself out. So yeah, and then Tenya, or no, Todoroki, or actually Bakugo, oh, or actually Todoroki against Zuko, as Todoroki says, ready to be more fired up, as he starts his fiery side as he pushes the flames as he's dodging, wiggling as he couldn't believe that Todoroki was trying to absolute kill Zuko. As how about we not try to kill each other? That's not entirely the point of fighting. But if you want me to do that, be my guest. As Todoroki uses his ice to block like his escape, so as they're like they knew what's gonna happen. As Zuko's like, oh boy. As Zuko, who he made himself some extra clothes that are fireproof underneath his like his like underneath, so that when it looks the same, but Zuko took the fiery hit from Todoroki head on, as Zuko, who sure is dumb luck that I designed it myself. As they were like, what? How did you, like, huh? Well, there was no rules of having something underneath. Because I kind of predicted the little bit of a future thing of Todoroki using his fire on me. So, yeah. As Todoroki says, you predicted what, but you let it happen. Huh. Yeah. But let me tell you something. As he goes right down the middle, as he says, as 100% smash of infinity. Boom! As he hits Todoroki right out of the state, or like into a wall. So, yeah, and now Bakugo versus Zuko. Yeah, as Bakugo tells Zuko that I will go easy on you. Okay? Not like what Todoroki did. No, thank you. Yeah, and Bakugo versus, like, the Ocha, or Zumi. Bakugo, when they first met, Bakugo wanted to date Zumi, sorry, so bad. But at the same time, he also wants Ochako so bad, too. So, as Inko, or no, not Inko, Zumi knows that Hizuku or Bakugo really wants to hate one of them, so so she tells Ochako what Zuku, or not Zuku, sorry. So, yeah, they told Zuku, or no, Zumi told Ochako that Bakugo will choose one of us. As Ochako couldn't believe that Bakugo has interest in her too, as as Zumi tells her that don't worry, between you and I, Ochako, you and I will date him or double date with him. Yeah, as Ochako says, okay. As when Bakugo, or when Zuku, or no, when Ochako and Zumi walked up to confess to Bakugo of wanting to date both of them, so Bakugo, who agrees to those terms of double date thing and get double married thing, and yeah, Zuku, I was gonna pick Todoroki so that to be, because I was watching like, or I was on the Google thing and I saw was a picture of Zumi dancing with Todoroki. This is what I picture right here. Zumi dancing with Todoroki. So yeah. So yeah, the if they ever do a reboot thing and add Zumi into My Hero Academia, I will make sure that I would be laughing my head off if they add Zumi into My Hero Academia. So let's get back to the story. Sorry about that. And so I decided. So Zuko and so that's why they. Or let's do that. So Zumi dates Todoroki. Yeah, and then so now the Bakugo versus Yurzuku, and yeah, they thought he was dead, but as he turns, as Zuko says, "Who's over there?" As Bakugo turns around and sees Zuko dodge the attack, as he says, "Who's over there?" And so, yeah, as so then camp park thing, they start training. Of course, Zuko trains twice as hard as anyone, and the Zuko, or actually, Inko couldn't believe that Zuko is dating a richest girl in all of Japan thing. And then they could tell that she's interested in him, and yeah, as yeah. So next, of course, then after the camp park, Zuko, who was like, huh, well, well, and he, as all for one, and grabs, or actually, during the internship thing, he does meet Hero Killer Stain, and Hero Killer Stain turns himself in because he had that same thing what they all do every time they're near Zuko. That little heart things, yeah. So then Zuko was basically, and of course there's Momo, or so they were like, okay, as of course they were dating through. So now, but when All for One was gonna like snap Zuko's neck, one of the Nomus, the green, or like all the Nomus, grabs All for One's arm and like breaks the entire fingers, as he says, "You stupid animals." No matter. As he throws the Nomus over, and he flew over, he grabs or Zuko again, and then this time Zuko was dead. They thought he was dead, but turns out Zuko made a hologram. Or not hologram. So Zuko used his special technique. Mm? So, yeah. So because his infinity and zero doesn't allow him to die by any means necessary. So when they all like thought he was dead, he, as the Nomus knows that he's not dead, as they, like two of them walks over, and then instead of like tearing him to pieces, because he was facing, looking straight up, um, 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 and like on his head, and Izuku, or actually one of the Nomus picks up his head and sets it right back onto his body as they like covered it as they sewed his head back together. But yeah, as he and All Might couldn't believe that Zuko was dead, but he came back to life. That's surprisingly, isn't it? So yeah, Zuko was basically because he's immortal, actually. So and the quirk went back into his body as all for one's like, ha, I see. You took it out of your body to so that I won't steal your quirk and use it against you. Oh, huh. Interesting. You're a very smart person. And as all, as the Nomus knows, like he's trying to, so, yeah, he says, Azuko knows what to do, so he decides, how about throw him into a sun, shall we? As he basically like used warp gate thing, and he ran and kicked all for one hun into the sun hun, and yeah. Plus Zuko uses his zero, so so all for one thought Zuko was gonna. So eh, if I die, you die with me. As all the Nomus grabs Zuko's arm, as they know that he can never die again, as they all like helped him, as even two of them, like a green one and the not like those two went and pushed him or pushed all for one that was hooked to as yeah, so as yeah. So Zuko was basically, you know. So then Momo. So let's do a time skip, and I'm skipping the overhaul fight thing. He does save Ares, and yeah, and so they both got married between Zuko and Momo got married, and they had was two kids, Zom and Zol. Zom is the girl on the this side that she has her father's powers and her mother's, powers. And plus, she gets loved by everyone. But her brother, Zoro, that's what I will call him, that he has the powers of like momos and zukus. So basically, he can create stuff like a wrench, and he can make portals, and like he could make his own pocket dimensions. But his sister gets a like. So, and during that time thing, like when Zuko's suit was damaged, as Momo does that to him. Um, yeah, so, and then, of course, now it's they are the new generation. So then so those three and those two makes five. Ham's newest students, plus Ink, or not Inko, Zumi even had a kid that has fire explosions. Like basically like he could control fire and explosions at the same time. Think about that. So yeah. And then or actually I didn't mean Bakugo. I meant Toroki. So their kid has fire manipulation, ice manipulation, immunity to fire and ice, and like all that stuff. So basically, yeah. And it has, or he has also a sister. Mister. So yeah. And two sisters and two boys, yeah. Was crazy enough. And plus, crazier than that is Momo and Zuko live in a mansion. And who their servants are? Of course, the Nomus. They help with cleaning, cooking, and all that stuff. So yeah. So now this is the end of the video. And yeah. And All Might is in his prime. So yeah. And he doesn't need to retire. And then oh, and don't quote me on it, but Midnight and Mr. Aizawa had a kid. And the kid has it's a boy, but he he had his mother's blue hair color with Mr. Aizawa's like ragged hair. And but his powers is different from like because he could or it's fusion, so he can make people forget all about their quirks. Quirks. Like where did my quirk go? So yeah, it's a combined of the Midnight's powers of like sleep thing and Mr. Aizawa's erasing quirk. So yeah. And oh wait, and later down the line, Momo went up to Izuku and told him that we should have another kid. As Izuku agrees, okay, as they had another kid. But this one, because it has a combined of their parents' powers, and so yeah. I was gonna put like him or like that kid as like the same thing as what he has, but I'm like, nah. So yeah, so now this is the end of the actual video. Before I start saying something that's will be twice as long as yeah, Zuko, has 3 kids. So yeah, so this is bye bye. See you guys later. Bye.